my resume and LinkedIn profile don't say everything about me. And honestly, I don't think they say anything at all. Let me tell you more. One of the things that I've learned and that have shaped who I am today is the power of adaptability that led to one of the most important things that I believe today. Stephen Hawking said once, intelligence is the ability to adapt. And I've learned to do that over and over and over and over again. And to be able to adapt, you need to have something to look forward to, something that you want to inspire to do. And that is the moment where the power of optimism comes into the game. I was born and raised in Venezuela, a country in South America. And I had a lot of difficulties and challenges. In 2016, we started to receive threats from the criminals, government, and our dates over there were numbered. That is when we took the bold choice of moving to the United States in 2016. I was about 14 years old, and when we moved here, we gave up a life of luxuries, and we come here to live a life in total frugality, in a frugal life. But we didn't care, so we kept going. And I kept going. I knew who I was and I knew where I wanted to go. So the next thing that came was learning English. And I was a freshman in high school. And high school is hard and scary. You don't know what to expect. You don't know what to do. You're worried about what other people think of you. And all that for me was 10 times harder because I didn't know English. Well, what did I do? I decided to learn English in one day. Of course, it didn't happen. Tried again, a week. Not even close. Tried again, a month. No, didn't happen. And then I tried again, 6 months. And then I was able to be super fluent and communicate with my teachers and classmates. And what I learned that was in that lesson that really changed my life is that you have to be optimistic enough that you're able to have goals, to have dreams, and be okay with failure, and being okay with setting crazy goals that you know you may not achieve, but you have to be optimistic enough to be able to adapt. And when you adapt, you readjust and get ready to go again, try again. After that, next year, sophomore year, high school, I decided to take college level and honors classes because I wanted to learn more. I was a curious person. I wanted to challenge and push myself. No one had done it before in my high school. Knowing English, and the next year just going at it and taking high school, college level classes. But school was important, but there was something else that was more important, and that is the power of working on things you like, and working on things you care about, and working on things that help other people. And that is what makes me different and unique, and that is what makes me happy, and that makes me fire up. So I started a company, started a marketing company, and started investing. I learned to invest in startups, cryptocurrencies, stock market. I would really push it. Sophomore year, when I was doing all of this, I would wake up at 4 a.m., read a book for an hour, from 5 to 6, research stock to trade, and then what I would do after would be eat, take a shower, whatever, and go to school. And that really shaped who I am. So not only that, and then I started working hard, reading books, and learning from other people, asking questions. And then an opportunity I went to an event, and then I met a speaker who had written a book with a Georgetown professor. So I asked the person, hey, how do you do this book? How do you write this book? And I asked this person, and this professor helped me, and so I emailed the professor right away, and the journey started. So I decided to write a book about optimism because I believe optimism is what we need to change that world. Of course, we're always going to have problems, difficulties, and challenges, but we're always being optimistic to make those things happen. And the optimists are the only ones who are going to try and do something about the problems and challenges that we have in the world. And I do believe that we need to teach younger people to be optimistic and do that. So that's what the book was about. And then that was during senior year, and then during senior year, I was writing the book. I was invited to give 2 TED Talks, and the journey kept going, and always working on 2 things that were projects I care about, and projects that help other people. That was my formula and strategy to be happy, to be super curious and do things I liked while enjoying and because doing these projects became like watching Netflix and playing video games 24/7. So imagine how I feel and how I felt and how I feel every single day. So my resume and LinkedIn profile don't say everything about me. And I don't think they tell anything, because they show the past. It doesn't show the values and lessons you've learned throughout the journey. And there's been one thing that one lesson, journey, things that I've learned and things that shaped me who I am, and what had shaped me who I am today. Hear me talking will reflect the things that I will do in the future. So if I'm looking at the past, isn't that right way to assess a person, because you don't know how the things that they have learned. And looking at the present of a person isn't quite right either, because you don't know what happened in the past and how it could affect them and how that would affect them in the future, either positive or negatively. And since we can go to the future and get a time machine, what we need to understand is being authentic, by being natural, by being yourself is the right way is one of the best ways perhaps to look at the person in the future. That's what I humbly think. My LinkedIn profile and resume don't say everything about me. They show what I went through, what I've learned, but they don't show who I will become. And who I will become is what I care about. Thank you so much.